Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about whether or not there's a right or a wrong time to get a reading. Hey guys, so one of the questions that I get asked almost on a daily basis is there a good time to get a reading? When should I go? My loved one has just died, or there's stuff going on, or whatever, okay? So the first thing I would say to you is there's no hard and fast rule, okay? Everybody's an individual on earth. They're also an individual in the spirit world. So the first thing I would say to people is think about how your loved one passed, okay? Especially if it's very soon after their passing. So for example, if someone has been ill when they're here on earth, so if you take for example somebody that maybe had a cancer or something, so they may have spent some months or years or whatever fighting this illness, and by the time they cross over to the spirit world, they're already depleted of energy, and it takes them a long time to build that energy back up, okay? So we have to give them time to get enough energy to come through, because it takes them a lot of energy to come through and connect with us in the earth world. Okay, the other thing that I would say to take into account really is the determination of your loved one. Okay, because we have people that would have been quiet on earth, we would have people that would have been very talkative on earth. There's no accounting for somebody's will and determination. Okay, the other thing is what's going on in your life. It's always a bad time, well, not necessarily a bad time, but I suppose not perfect to come for a reading. Say for example, if you're suffering from depression, if you're stressed about something, if there's somebody in the family that's ill at the time, because when does someone from the family ill in hospital, where would you expect your loved ones to be but around them, supporting them? Okay, so it's always a bad idea perhaps to go for a reading when there's somebody ill in hospital. Okay, so think about what's going on in the greater scope, I suppose, of the family. Is there any reason why your loved one wouldn't be there with you today? And always remember that a reading or a connection with a loved one in the spirit world can bring about huge amounts of emotion for you, okay? So if you're already emotional because something else is going on in life, they're not going to want to lump more emotion on top of you to bring you down, bring your energy down, because you have to live in the real world as well. So just give some thought to your current circumstances, where they would be. But when we're talking about someone who's just passed, I will always ask you to give them at least 3 months if you can. The reason for that is, first of all, for your own well-being, you have to allow yourself time to grieve for their passing. And 2, we have to think about the person who's passed over to spirit as well, because we're grieving just for them, but they're grieving for us, they're grieving for the rest of the family that lost, their friends, their career, their life, the future they thought they had, the life that they were living at the time. There's so many things that they're grieving for. So we have to allow them to settle in, to come to terms with what happened, to grieve, and then to build up enough energy to come through and talk to us first. Okay, so be mindful of what's going on. Try and pick the best time for you and for the spirit person to come through and make that elusive connection that we all want with those that have left. So I hope that makes sense and that helps you pick a time for your reading, and I hope to catch you in the next video.